Hello, 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 Facebook family. How are you? Facebook, Twitter, Twit. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another day of season and beyond, enjoying life to the brim. I'm not going to be here long because I know this is a holiday for people, and blessings to all that have lost loved ones in the military. This is Memorial Day. We're memorializing all of our fallen soldiers. Okay, so blessings out there, and be safe, be safe, be safe out there on this day. I just want to do a disclaimer: season and beyond, enjoying life to the brim. Disclaimer. This platform discusses any and all information that may be known to the public, but our opinions and truths of the hosts and guests. Resources are unconventional and conventional. Season and beyond is in no way to be offensive to any persons, groups, or organizations. The conversations are to enlighten your spirit and give new views to life and future in a practical way, expressing thoughts that move towards a holistic approach, heart, mind, body, and soul. The information is alleged, but opinions and truths to the host and some viewers. Okay? Alrighty, guys. Hello, 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 hello there. How are you again and again and again? Okay, guys. We have had some horrific things to happen since I was on here last. I think last week I put on my did a DIY, and it was just a video of what I did with my bathroom and my master's in the master's room, right? And that's finally finished, and I can go into my bathroom and enjoy it. And now I'm coming out to my bedroom and trying to finish up some stuff downstairs, also, guys. Guys, I got it this morning, and something happened to my eye. I might have hit myself in the eye. I really don't know what happened. But okay, so guys, as you know, some things have happened. We've had another shooting that happened on Monday. I think it was last Monday, the 24th, I believe it was, and in Texas, guys. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening with the world, but no, I can say this is that there's a lot of hatred going on, and we need to begin to come and be unified or something, begin to do something that God would desire us to do and be here on this earth and begin to manifest into us. Let God manifest into us what He would desire for us to do, right? So tonight, I just want to do some affirmations and some truths, for someone out there that may be feeling down and feeling like they're all by themselves in this world, and that nobody is listening, but somebody is listening, and that you are worthy, right? So this is a like feeling good about self segment. And I probably won't be on here again long, but as I'm always gonna have to bring in some scriptures, right? So I just want to encourage you. I think Donna Lawrence sang that song. Encourage yourself. While you out there encouraging everybody else, pat your own self on the back and encourage yourself, and know that you are worth much more than gold could ever um, be, more than pearls, more than silver, silver and gold. You're worth more than that. So just begin to work on who you are, right? So I wanted to. A lot of people just don't believe that. that God is all knowing, and he knew from the beginning who was going to be, what we were going to do, and all of that stuff, right? And I know I've always talked about Jeremiah 1 and 5, right? Jeremiah 1 and 5. I'm going to read it in one, two, three, four, five, six different versions. Why? Because a lot of people say, well, that version right there has been destroyed. It's been tampered with, and people and they left out some stuff, and it's just not true scripture and stuff, right? So I'm gonna give it to you in more than one version, and I'm gonna start out with the King James version because, as you know, the Baptist Church, they wholeheartedly believe that the King James version is it, and there's no other Bible but the King James version. Okay, so Jeremiah 1 and 5 says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Now, I'm going to say this is that we and this is from the Old Testament, right? But it's still applied to us, right? It's still applied to us that God, he formed us, he made us, he knew who was going to be, and he still allowed us to be born, right? And he knew all that we were going to do, because the word of God says he's Alpha and Omega, but we tend to forget about all in between, right? He's Alpha, and he's our beginning, and he's all of our middle, and in everything that has happened to us in our life, that God already knew about it. He know about it, and he's going to be there in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. He's there with us. He already know. He formed us. He made us. Okay, and so the new international version says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." So he already knew. He keeps saying that, in this. He knew who you were. He already knew you before you were even born, guys. Okay. So the New Standard Revised Version says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." Basically, the same thing as the New International Version. And the New Living Translation. I like the New Living Translation also. "I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nation." Same thing, guys. And so the Amplified Version says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and I approved of you as my chosen instrument." And I like this one right here, because a lot of times we try to tell people what they not, and what they can't do when it comes to God, right? But God already knew, who you was going to be, and again, and what you was going to do. I'm going to read that Amplified Version over again. I like that. "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you and approved of you as my chosen instrument." And the reason, guys, I'm just going to say this, the reason I chose this scripture is because sometimes I think that in a lot of these shootings, okay, it is hatred, and a lot of times people not being listened to also, and a lot of times people are bullied, right? And don't believe who they feel like that they are, right? Instead of just walking in who God has ordained you to be, because everybody is different. I think I talked about this one time on this live, is that we got to understand that God didn't make us all the same, right? He did, and we're not puppets, and we all are different creatures. We all different human beings. We all have different ways about us, right? Different things about us. No one person is the same. Even again, identical twins are not the same. They have their own personalities, right? And we all have our own personalities. We all have our own thing that we're gonna blossom out into in life, right? And everybody just don't agree with who you are, right? So I'm thinking that all I can think, okay, all I'm thinking about is that, the world want everybody to be the same, and just not gonna happen. It is not going to happen. We all are different people and believe in different things, think different things, different ways, do things different ways, and we're just different people. Okay, and we got to understand that and stop trying to judge and point the finger at people when they decide to be who they are, right, or say what they want to say and believe in what they want to believe. We got to stop doing that and embrace our individuality, right? We got to embrace who we are, right, and just move forward, right? And I'm gonna get some affirmations on that also. So the message, y'all know the message is good, and the message and the amplified version, right, is good. The message says, "Before I shaped you in the womb, I knew all about you. Before you saw the light of day, I had holy plans for you, a prophet to the nations. That's what I had in mind for you." God, He already know who we are. He already know who we're gonna be and all of that up and above. He already know that we're gonna be thinkers, and we're gonna think about the Bible in different ways than what other people think. And it's our opinion, and you can't make people think differently than the way they truly believe. Just leave them alone and let God do the work. Let God do the work. Don't man can't do this. Let God do it. And we just believe, who we are, okay? I think it'll help a lot of people to begin to love themselves and not commit suicide and not go out and take it out on other people because they're feeling some kind of way because they have been bullied and said, you can't live this life. You can't do this. No, you can't think that way. That's not the way that you should think. The right way to think is boom, boom, bam, right? Now, how do you know? We all have different ways of doing things. For an example, now, I've been remodeling this house forever, it feel like, right? But it's my therapy, I feel like. But somebody else could come in here and just bam, just have it out in a month probably and be finished with everything. Probably less than a month, right? But my way of doing it is a therapeutic way. That, when I feel like that I feel like that I'm just going down or something like that, I just start doing some excuse me, doing some remodeling in the house and it makes me feel good, right? Or I just get up and I just go outside and I just started walking and it just makes me feel good. Or I come on this live and I just begin to say some things that's on my heart, things that I feel the way a certain scripture is or the way a certain person said something to someone, right? And I just come out and I just, say, what I need to say. And it's my opinion. And I'm not apologizing for it. I'm unapologetic about, the way I say things and the way I feel about things, right? Now, I'm not saying that somebody can't come on here and say, well, that's not, can we talk about that? Oh, I love conversations. Yes, we could talk about that. I love to talk about things, right? I really do. Hi, how you doing? I love talking about things. Oh, hey, sister, how you doing? Hey, Cindy, how you doing? I love talking. I love conversations and talking about certain things and especially with people that have an open mind, that want to listen and want to hear new things and stuff like that. And that's how I am. I want to hear new things. I want to be open minded about certain things. And we have a lot of people like that. And it's not our job to degrade individuals that has an open mind. They have a different opinion, about things, because I know a lot of people probably won't stay on here when I talk about the Bible because I have different opinions, about certain things that's in the Bible, certain ways that it's said and the way people interpret it to hurt other people, right? I had a problem with that. That people use the Bible to make people feel bad. I just have a problem. I'm for extending grace because if it were not for grace and mercy that came for us, we would be in a world of trouble, right? So I'm for extending grace to all people and talking and seeing what's going on. What are you thinking? What's going on in your mind? Yeah, let's hear about it and stuff. That's me right there. Okay, so in saying this to say that God says that he created us before we was placed into our mother's womb, but when he did it, he gave us something, right, that he desires, for us to do, right. And stop letting people push you to the side. Do what God has designed you to do. You know for yourself what God has innate in you. But you let other people tell you you can't do it because you did something. Maybe you had a baby out of wedlock. Maybe you was a drunk. Maybe you were an addict. Maybe you stole something. Maybe whatever. But God can work with that. He worked with our imperfections for His perfection, for His perfect will. That's what I meant to say. Our imperfections for His perfect will, right? Because we most definitely have some imperfections in us. If you don't, you're trying to live that life, and that ain't, you ain't perfect. Okay, so and all of this here, it go in with me to me. I could say something different, and I most definitely listen. Jeremiah 1:5 to me go with Jeremiah 29:11. That this is for all people. That when you tell people that God created you before you was born, before you was placed in your mother's womb, and He innate something in you, you need to back it up with Jeremiah 29:11, so you will know that God gave it to us, and it's not to harm us. So that means that you're not to harm individuals either. You don't be harming them either. Don't be imprisoning people with the word of God, right? So Jeremiah 29:11 said, and this is the living out of the Living Bible, right? It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Not for evil, but to give you a future and a hope." Okay, not to bury you, because you said that I feel like the God is calling me to preach, right? And the very first thing that come out of somebody's mouth and say, "You can't do that because you remember when." Oh, that means that you're going to be good for somebody else, that you can be a testimony, to someone else that may be going through that same thing that you went through, right? So move forward in it, move in it. Now, tell you, animals and my throat just don't go together. I done had this cough for a while because I was around a dog and stuff. So and the very first thing that I'm gonna say is it. I don't know where I got this from, but I thought that it's appropriate for individuals that have somebody that somebody has placed a boulder on them, and they just can't move. They just feel like that they can't do what they would desire to do because they're continuously being bashed or again bullied, because they want to move forward in something in their life, right? And you got haters that's always saying that you can't, right? And this one says, "Take the rocks off," right? And I'm like, God, this is really good. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I put something in there of my own, okay? It was good, but I felt like that it needed a little something else to it. So I added something, some more little things in there, right? But it says, "This is a great day filled with opportunity." And this is to somebody again, guys. This is somebody out there that's wondering, what's my next step in life? Where should I go from here, right? I made it through the pandemic. I've made it through maybe some shootings. God, I made it through other kind of sickness. I made it through school. Yeah. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I made it, in this, out of this neighborhood, right? And there is an after, right? And you can begin to walk in it, but you gotta stop listening to the naysayers. Stop listening to naysayers. So it says, "This is a great day filled with opportunities." Each and every day of your life is filled with opportunities, guys. Each and every day. Again, guys, when I was coming up, I was in speech therapy all through elementary school. I know I keep saying, and I probably still need to be in speech therapy with certain things, yeah. But and I didn't think that I was going to be able to really speak, just talk, period, right? Because I had such a problem with pronouncing words, and not only pronouncing words, but actually getting in front of people talking, period, right? And I didn't feel like that there was an after, right? And this is in elementary school because I couldn't talk, right? I felt like that I could not uh, um, put words together the way that they should be put together, right? And and God, I'm out of high school, out of college, 2 masters, working on my doctorate. And as a matter of fact, I was on the honor roll with them and knew how to put those words together and knew how to get up in front of people and talk about it, right? So, each and every day is an opportunity, but you got to push yourself, you got to push yourself through, right? And again, let those naysayers be the naysayers and let them move forward. Let them move on, right? So this is a great day filled with opportunities. Be obsessed with making it inspiring. Okay. Remove the rocks that have weighed you down, right? Because you have rocks in your life and those are people that's weighing you down. You letting people weigh you down. Stop doing that, right? Excuse me. Lift your head up. Lift your head up. Unbend your back. Straighten those shoulders out. I'm gonna be like, this is like Maya Angelou. She was saying, lift those, straighten that back up, straighten your shoulders up, right? Yeah. Lighten your shoulders, just let them relax. Just let them relax, right? Shake your legs. You can't see my legs, but I'm shaking them a little bit, right? And move your feet. I mean, just move on. Begin to walk into where God would desire you to be. So that gift that He has in you can begin to manifest, right? This day was made especially for you. You are special. Rejoice and be glad, right? This day was made especially for you and especially for me. This is a special day for everyone, right? So rejoice and be glad in it, right? Rejoice, be glad. Put a smile on your face. Start inspiring those around you with encouraging messages. That's what we're missing. Guys, I'm a chaplain, right? And I was in one of the patients' room, and this is an 87-year-old man, right? And come to find out that he's originally from, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, if you're not hearing, if somebody's listening from somewhere else. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, but he's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, right? And we begin to talk. 87 years old, and 59. I'm 59. He's 87, and we had so much in common when it came to the different things that transpired here in Charlotte, North Carolina, when it came to the churches and the pastors and things and what they did, with the young people who was coming up. They inspired us, they encouraged us, to move forward, in our life. Make sure that they wanted us to go to college. They wanted us to make sure that we knew how to raise a church. That means that we knew how to build a church from the bottom to the top, right? We knew all of those things. We knew how to run each entity that goes on, within in a church. And then we was talking about the unity of the pastors. That they were older pastors, then a lot of them are dead now. But the unity in them, right, where it didn't even matter. They knew themselves. They were they wasn't worried about nobody taking they church anything. And when anything would happen, like if a revival would come, and this they would ask one pastor to do, and they said, well, you know what? Let me ask John over here, to do this revival, right? And they would ask them to do it. But the thing about it is that all of them would be sitting in the front seat cheering them on, right? Excuse me. And I think that's what we're missing. We're missing a lot of that in our society, period, right? So we need to begin to give encouraging words to people, let people know that you can do this. You're good. A lot of people say, I can't go to college, I wasn't a great student. And it's a commercial that come on here from Citrus Piedmont commercial about a young man that wanted to go to college, wanted to make his family proud of him, right? But his grades wasn't measuring up to that. But he got into Citrus Piedmont. I started off at Citrus Piedmont because I didn't think that I was a college student, right? But that's what you do. You encourage them to say, yeah, just go to Citrus Piedmont. Start off there. And if you feel like if you make it there, just move on. And if you just get an associate, still move on. Yeah, encourage them. I'm going to support you 100%, in whatever you decide to do. If you decide just to go and start working, I'm going to support you. Encourage them, you know? And I miss that. I miss that so much. Excuse me, in the churches, unfortunately. Let alone, in the neighborhoods, right? Because the churches are for the community. And I don't know. I think that fell off somewhere down in there. I don't know. But since the church is not doing it, we need to do it. We need to encourage our young people. I'm telling you guys, I see too many young people coming into the hospital that's that's severely injured or that's not going to make it, right? And so we need to get back out there and make sure that we reinforce that it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise one child, right? So can you imagine raising 20, 30, 40, 50 of them, right? It takes a whole state to raise children. It really do. And we need to be great encouragers. So put a smile on your face. Start inspiring those around you with encouraging messages. Be that light that carries the news of uplifting affirmations to all people. We need to encourage people, right? I know I have a little great niece, and she's a handful, but she's brilliant, right? She's really smart, and I think she's 7, right? And sometimes she get me right there, you know, but I love her, and and I always want to encourage her and let her know, that you can do it. You can be who you want to be, and she draws. She's a great. She's only 7, and she is an artist right now, right? And she know how to design clothes, and I guess that go in together, fashion designing and drawing. I do believe that's just art altogether, right? And that's what she is, as smart as a whip, right? Then I have another great nephew that he's a great debater. He has the smarts of I don't uh, I don't even know. I can't even think of nobody, guys. But he is really smart, I always try to encourage him to say, you need to be on a debate team, because I really think that you could be a great lawyer. And I'm just continuously saying that, right? So we need to encourage him, and that's what this is. Take the rocks out. Take those rocks, and that's people. That's people that's discouraging you. You got to get rid of them, and you got to believe in yourself holistically, heart, mind, body, and soul, regardless of what you look like. You got to believe in yourself. Okay, you got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, what? You got to learn how to love yourself. Okay, so let's take the rocks off, right? And I like that part. I really like the part. I like all of it, right? But I like that part of put a smile on your face. You need to encourage yourself. Put a smile on your face. And after you do that, start inspiring others, around you with great affirmations to encourage them to be able to put a smile on their face also, right? During the times that we're going through right now, we need this, guys. We need it. I don't care what somebody has done to you. You need to fix that thing and begin to say some encouraging things to them and move forward, because we don't know what's going on with individuals. You know what? People can wear a smile on their face every single day, guys, every day, and make you think that everything is all right. But once they get home, purity Hades break loose in their house, right? So if you continue to give them those encouraging words and great affirmation, and let them know, just put a smile on. Say, we love you, God. I love you. You are awesome. What you do, you enhance all that we do, in this company, right? And let them know, because we don't know that day that you said that to that individual, they may have been thinking about taking their life that day, right? But you said something to encourage them to make them move on to the next day, right? So that's what we do. Again, guys, we have too many people dying early in their life before they're able to use the gift that God has designed them to do, right? So take the rocks off. That's people, y'all. Don't let people discourage you. Move on. Now, the next one is be yourself. I am, again, unapologetic about who I am, right? You can say what you want to say, you can do what you want to do, but I'm Diane, and I can't change who Diane is. I am Diane, and I'm Pamela Diane, and that's what my mother and father named me, and that's who I am. And God has already instilled in me who I am, and I love who I am. I love me, I really do. Some people think it's selfish, in saying that, but it's not. Love yourself, right? So be yourself, no matter what. Be you. Be you. I'm gonna tell you guys, it is hard trying to be somebody else besides yourself. It is really hard because that means you got to remember everything that you've done. You got to remember everything that you said. You got to remember all the facial expressions and all of that stuff, that you're trying to, portray that you're not, right? Whereas it just be you. Just be who you are. Just be you and move on. Just be you and love you. Enjoy you, embrace you. Grab yourself and hug yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself. And just be you, okay? Some will adore you. Some will love you being some will love you being yourself, right? But some will hate everything about you. Excuse me. And I have found out something about that. Now I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was living in Raleigh, North Carolina, when I first got married, and I was working for this insurance company. I'm just gonna be honest. I was working for this insurance company, and then my sister and I, we were really we were pretty thin ladies, right? And we could wear each other's clothes. And I would, when I knew I was coming home, which I came home every weekend, I would pack up some clothes and I would come home and I would switch up some clothes with my sister, right? So that means that I had a good ward. I had new wardrobes every other week. I had a new wardrobe, and my sister had a new wardrobe, right? And we would switch our clothes up, and I would wear them right. And that's true, and that's what I'm getting ready to tell you. And I would wear them, and when I was and before, people that have known me all my life, right, know that I have not always been a person that talked, right. I've always been, really silent and to myself, right. And I was like that when I was in Raleigh, and I would wear those clothes. I'm telling you, me and my sister, we was went, we were styling. But this particular time, my sister had brought these dresses that they were shirt dresses. If y'all remember that, wearing these shirt dresses, right? That button all the way down the front, right, and had collars that looked like a shirt, but it was a dress, right, with a thin belt around the waist, right. And I was wearing that thing, guys. And so I was wearing it to work, and every day this particular lady would always compliment me about what I was wearing, and I would say, "Oh, thank you so much." I said, "My sister gave it to me." I'm just being honest. I said, "My sister gave me this dress, right?" I didn't tell her that I would go home every weekend and I would just change my clothes, right? But I told her, I said, "My sister gave me this." I said, "Thank you so much." And so I think 2 weeks had went by, right? And we would do like 2 weeks of clothes. I think I said that 2 weeks of clothes, right? And so another week went by, and I was wearing something different every day, right? And so this particular day, she just went totally berserk on me, right? I was walking down the little hall in the office, and she complimented what I had on. This time I had on a pantsuit, and it was nice, guys. Had on this pantsuit, and she said it was nice, and I said thank you so much. This time I said thank you so much. I let my sister know that you like this, right? I was just being honest. The stuff wasn't mine, and so she said, "Do you buy any D thing?" I said, okay. She said, what the? She was just cussing. She was just going on and on. So, I'm like, I already was talking to people and stuff. So I just went in this shell, right? And didn't respond at all. And she just went totally off, right? And so what happened is that, so what the people did, everybody's eyes was that way, right? And I said, God, if I could just disappear, just let me disappear, right? And she just went totally off over clothes, just a little piece of material, right? And and then it within her chaotic uh, outburst, she said, I've never liked you anyway. I said, well, my God, in my mind, right? And when I read this is what made me think about it. It made me think about her, right? So I'm thinking she the one with the problem because I ain't never had nothing against her, right? And I'm thinking all of this time you portrayed that you like me, right? But you never did like me and stuff, right? And you really truly you the one with the problem because I don't have a problem with you at all, right? So when I read this, some will adore you and some will hate you. everything about you. And that's the way she was. She basically just told me, that she didn't like me. She never did like me, right? And I'm thinking, what did I do to you? So I go home, you go home, we just come to work together. And that's it. And that's the way I live my life. I come to work with you, but I ain't taking you home and stuff, right? But I'm gonna be as open and as nice, I'm just gonna be me, and that's just me. I'm just to be honest with you, I'm just a nice person. My sister say I'm too nice, but I just believe in loving people, regardless of what you do, what you say. And I still was friend. I consider myself still friends with her. She's the one with the problem. I didn't have a problem. She had a problem. So she just had to handle her problem. And then 2 weeks after that, she was gone. So, I'm just, this just made me think, be yourself no matter what people do, no matter what people say to you, be who you are, because people are not going to like you regardless. Even if you try to perpetrate and be somebody else, they still not going to like you sometimes. So just be yourself. Some will adore you and some will just not like you, period. Okay. And then it said, but who cares? I think that's what my niece said. Somebody say that. And that's their problem. It's an issue within themselves. Basically, who cares, right? And it's your life, right? It's your life to live to the fullest, right? If you live trying to please people all the time, you're going to live a miserable life, a miserable life. And I choose not to live a miserable life. I choose to live my life to the fullest. So make the most out of it. Make the most out of your life. Be who you are. Enjoy who you are. Embrace again who you are. And just love yourself. And if people don't like you, that's their problem. They're the ones with the problem. You just being who you are. You just you. Okay? And then the next one is trust your intuition, right? Now, uh, it's going to be transparent. I have a problem with that because I just love people, right? And when I say, excuse me, when I say that I love people, it's not that I always like become like close friends with the individual, right? I am a observer of people, right? And I like to just uh, observe different people and listen to their opinions on things, right? And just listen. A lot of time when I was coming up, people thought something was wrong with me because I would just sit and I would just be look. I would just observe you and just listen to what you say, right? And then figure out if I'm going to say something to you, or not on what you say, right? Because a lot of times if you just sit back and you just listen to a person, you know whether to approach that person or handle them, as my mother used to say, with a long wooden spoon handle, whatever, right? But uh, you can still have a relationship, with them, but you know how far to go, right? That's why I say you got to use what God has given you to be able to distinguish, people and who and know what to say and what not to say and stuff, right? Because I'm that way with my with my boys. I know what to say to them, and it's three of them, and they all are different, right? All of them different, and I treat every last one of them different because they're not the same people. So I know what to say to some of it and what not to say to them, and that's good because you don't want to intentionally. A lot of people may want to, but I don't want to intentionally, hurt someone, say something to somebody, and you know that they don't like it, right? And you know that that's not they can't handle, certain things that you say to them, right? Don't say it. Just keep it smooth and move forward in it. And that's the way I am with them. I know what not to say, to my oldest son. I most definitely know what not to say to my middle son. And God, I know what not to say to that baby boy. I know what not to say to them, right? And now if they want to talk about something, I let them say it. I don't say it. I let them say it. And then I walk around it, but I'm going to answer what they say, and stuff. So you got to know how to not crush people. The thing, Everybody want to crush people. Stop crushing people and just embrace them and give them some encouraging words. If they say something negative, turn that thing around to a positive. So what did my niece say? Yes, always trust your intuition. Phew, it's always right, and that's true. It's all unless Portia, unless you have some bad motives. If you have some bad motives, it's not going to be right. If you already have some, if you already have, if somebody has said something to you, and in the back of your mind, it's like, oh, I'm going to get you back. This is not over. We're gonna, this is gonna come up again, and I'm gonna have the upper hand of it next time because I'm gonna be ready for you, right? Why? It's not even worth it. If you're gonna have to wait until an occasion arrives, right? Just leave it alone. Just squash it and move on, right? A long handed spoon. Just squash it and just move on, right? Yeah. Live a much better life if you just move on, right? And then, like I say, I'm a different breed. Thank God, I'm a not like my daddy, okay, and my mother in some ways, but more so like my daddy. He'll just he used to he used to always try to make people uh happy, but not place himself in a position that's going to degrade him, right? Yeah. Okay. So, and it says you don't need to explain or justify your feelings to anyone. Guys, you don't. You do not have to justify yourself to nobody. Nobody. There was a question going around once, and it was saying that, should you be accountable. Let me make sure I say it right. In other words, it was like you you got to be accountable for your actions or something like that. I can't remember. I shouldn't have brought it up. I can't remember exactly the way it was, but when I answered the question, I was saying that, you know what, I can't be totally responsible for I can't be totally responsible for everybody, right? But I'm going to try my best to live the right life in front of people, right? But in doing it, I'm not going to sacrifice who I am because I'm just me. I'm not going to twist and turn and make myself um, what you want me to be. I guess that's what I want to say. I'm not going to do that. Would you say, Portia? That's true too. But if you know who you are and always staying true to yourself, your intuition is always right. And that's true. That's true. And that's why I was saying bringing this part in. I was bringing this part in is that when you who you are, you don't have to worry about that because you're not gonna let those things you're not gonna let those things twist your mind into revenge. I guess that's what I want to say. And you're gonna always be, true to yourself. And what you thinking is gonna be the right thing to say because that's who you are. That's you. You still being you so that you are right. But still you got to think about the tat for tat thing, right? But when you mature, and a lot of us not, but when you mature, you have moved beyond that tat for tat thing. So your intuition will work. It'll be on tat. It'll be boom. It'll be right. But when you on that, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you. Your intuition is all over the place. And you may not, it might not come out the right way. And then you have it don't even bother you anymore. No, it sure don't. It don't even bother me. My sister said something to me the other day, right, y'all? I don't know if she on here. One of my sisters on here, my niece. But this sister that's on here, she next to the baby, right? But she said something to me the other day that some people thought about me, right? And it just like went and it sat there for a minute and then it was gone. I mean, I'm not going to how would I say? I'm not gonna let it detour me from who I am or anything like that, right? But you think about it, but it ain't gonna stop me from nothing. It's just not, because that's just somebody else's opinion about me, and I know who I am. I know who I am, right? I know who I am. But your opinion is your opinion, and I am me, right? So you can say whatever you want to say. I know who I am. I know who I belong to, and that's the and this is the reason why I'm doing this tonight, because a lot of people don't realize who they are. So what they do, they get mad and they begin to take things out on other people. No, don't do that. Just figure out who you are and live your life. Be you. Just be you. Be unapologetic about who you are and just live your life. I don't care who you are. And I have a lot of problems. A lot of people, mad at me because, when it come down to the church and how I feel about people and coming, being able to be part of a worship service, to be able to use your gift, that God has given you. I'm like I'm like I guess what you want to call it. I've been stigmatized. Is that what you say? That's not the right word. Yeah. I've been labeled. I guess that's what you want to say. Because my opinion, when I read Jeremiah 1 and 5, and I read it in all of the different versions, God, and I do believe that scripture is all for even Old Testament, New Testament is practical for our life today, right? That we live those scriptures today, but we live them in the 21st century, right? And Jeremiah 1 and 5 is speaking to us and letting us know, let all of us know that God already knew us before we was even planted here, on this earth, right? And he knew us, he knew who we was gonna be, and the life that we was gonna live and all of that stuff, right? But he still decided to let us be born and let us live, right? And he knew who was going to be. So if he knew who we are going to be, and he nated something in us that he desires for us to do, right? That means we should let people do it. If you are an awesome singer, if you are a good speaker, and you know how to bring that word across without killing people with it. I mean, putting people in prison with it, but helping them to realize who they are, and so whatever God has enated them with, that it begin to manifest, in them through the word of God, then you need to do it. And I don't care who you are, I don't care what kind of group you in, I don't care nothing about that, right? You just need to do what God told you to do, because it's not my job to tell you what you can't do. When it come down to the gift that God has given you, right? It's not my job. My job is to help you to enhance it and to do what God has told you to do, right? So that's part of that also, is that be you, and work that gift that God has given you. That goes back to the top part. Take the rock off, take those rocks off of you, and begin to move and relax those shoulders and unbend your back, lift up your head, shake your legs, and start moving forward in who God has ordained you to be. And be that. Stop letting people tell you who you are, and love yourself. Love yourself to the fullest. That's why I started this season and beyond, enjoying life to the brim, right? Because you got to enjoy yourself. You be a much better person enjoying your life instead of trying to please everybody else. You can't please everybody. You just can't please everybody. Sorry to tell you, you can't please everybody. But you can be you. You can be who you are and enjoy your life and just move forward in who God has designed you to be. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. And there's nothing that you could do but love me back. Okay? So if you go to somebody and tell them what I said about being you, regardless of who you are, what kind of lifestyle you living, and all of that and above, tell them we could talk next week, okay? When I come back, we could talk, okay? And have a good conversation. I'm in for a good conversation now. I'm telling you, I love a good conversation, okay? And but I love you. I love you, twin. Love you so much. So take care of yourself. enjoy the rest of this day that we have this Memorial holiday that we're enjoying here. And guys, be safe, be safe, be safe. If someone come to you and need a listening ear, learn how to be and not always do. Being is learning how to listen to people, right? And if you just so happen to need to do, when you when that individual finish that conversation, please use some great wisdom when you open your mouth, right? Because that is going to be so detrimental to that individual, whether they want to continue to live their life or whether they want to take it, guys. Nowadays, we just don't know. We gotta pay attention to what we're saying. And Proverbs 3 and 5 tell us not to lean to our understanding, but acknowledge God in all that we do. Acknowledge God and let God be the one to direct our path. When we're speaking with individuals, that's very delicate because we have a lot of delicate people in this society today because they have been hurt tremendously, and we need to learn how to love people and make sure that we say the right thing and continue to be in their life, continue to be an opening ear for the individual until they want you to be a doer in their life. Okay, all right. Love you, love you, love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it but love me back. Okay, all righty. Bye bye.